Today is Monday the 18th of Feb. I think I'll still be in Lombok now. I'm just about to head back to Bali. You guys, still in class, still learning, still really pushing yourselves, I'm sure. We've got 50 minutes today and we're going to be remembering a few skills we spoke about when I was still here about audience. But now we're going to be applying it to Chinatown instead of Okja. So we're going to be learning about how different audiences respond to Chinatown in different ways. We all know that everyone's different and everyone's unique, and therefore when we watch a film we all have really different interpretations. When I all asked you who liked Chinatown, who didn't, you all had really different interpretations, and that's because you're all really different people. Remember, there was only one restriction that I have when choosing media text for Year 12s to study, and that is that one of them has to be less than 5 years old. That's why I chose Okja. The reason I chose Chinatown is because it is quite old and it gives us so much to talk about when we consider how audiences have changed, how technologies have changed, how expectations have changed, how distribution has changed, and how you as a young modern audience view a film from 40, 50, 60, 50 or 60 years ago. I want you to think about other old films that you've seen and how you responded to them, because the usual response will be, oh, they're a bit slow, they're a bit boring, the special effects are horrible. And you can talk about that in your response. You can talk about how modern audiences have new and exciting expectations of films, and when they're not met, what happens? We get bored, we get disengaged. So when thinking about audience, we used to talk about CEB, but now I've got a new scaffold which is very similar. It's just CB, which is CEBI. So we've got context, expectations and belief. How do they impact the audience reception? But then also I, and that stands for intended audience. So who do you think the intended audience of Chinatown is? Keeping in mind that it was not popular at all by Paramount, the studio, but instead it was really critically acclaimed and won lots of awards for script writing and was nominated in regards for all of those highly acclaimed awards. That gives you a little bit of a clue of who Chinatown is aimed for. It's not your big Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, Hollywood blockbuster. It's very different to a niche market. Even today, most people who are into film or studying film, they will have seen Chinatown, and according to Rotten Tomatoes, 98% of them think that it's fantastic. So that tells us a little bit more. Who do you think the intended audience of Chinatown is? Is it your 90-year-old grandma? Is it your friend who only watches reality TV? Probably not. Okay, so what I want you to do now is to really think about who that intended audience is. Write them down, name them, give them a demographic. What are they interested in? What's their age? What's their gender? What's their education? Who is that intended audience? Think about what that intended audience, how they respond when they watch Chinatown. Now, write down who isn't the intended audience of Chinatown and how would they respond to watching Chinatown. How would a new audience of yesterday watch Chinatown, an audience of a different era? After you've done that, I want you to read the following slides, and I've given you some different information that may impact how an audience views Chinatown. You can then, like we did with Okja, go through your CBI or your CBs and analyse how an audience may consume, so that's watch, and respond or engage with Chinatown. This is going to work towards writing a bit of a 6 marks answer, so an extended paragraph on analysing how an audience would respond to Chinatown.